Hey guys, it's Kari from Chalk Central, and I've got a quick play tip for you today about care and cleaning of transfers. You may already know I have a strong affinity for the water bath when you're working. Let's go ahead and start as if I had just chalked a transfer. This is one of the You're Just My Type from our Valentine series. So it's wet, it's rinsed, it's clean, and the first thing you want to do is lay it out so that it can dry. I lay it so that it is dull side down, not sticky side down. Now, if you're moving on to another element of your board and you have time to let this just sit and air dry, that's great. But often I am not a patient person and I want to quickly move on. Say I need this to layer something else, or I just want to hurry and put stuff away. I've got a quick tip to show you how to dry this off quicker. So grab a paper towel, and while it's sitting on a surface like this, and it's wet, you can honestly just give it a quick once over. And what you're doing is picking up all that just standing water that's sitting on the transfer. And you'll find once you've got all that extra water off, it is pretty much ready to use again. As long as you don't see any drips or anything anywhere, you're ready to go, and you can put it back on your board, or you can put the backer right back on it. So there's that tip. I also wanted to tell you, if you're finding that you've got some like staining, sometimes those dark pigmented colors that we have, you'll notice that there'll be a little bit of a ghosting stain around the outside of your transfer. Now, I want to assure you that's not going to affect the performance of your transfer at all. But if it bothers you, or you just wish it were coming clean, you want it to look nicer, that's easy to do. I'm going to put it on the backer real quick for you. This magic eraser, which we've talked about, will also take ghosting off of the board. It will actually take off some of that staining. So if you'll just get it wet and just give it a gentle rub all around. I wouldn't recommend doing it on the silk screen portion of the transfer. Again, that's not where the color is staining. It's usually staining on the green around. If you'll just give it a quick rub over that, it will often take off most, if not all, of that extra staining. So there's that. Let's say you're working with a huge transfer. I know that gives us a little bit of anxiety, because when you're done with it, you don't want it to fold and stick on itself, and it's kind of hard to figure out how to get it clean. So I've brought this one in. It's the I Love You, a bushel and a peck transfer. And let's say you just had used this and pulled it off your board. One of my favorite tips is to transfer it directly to a cookie sheet. You can do that with, again, face down so the sticky side is up. You know your cookie sheet is going to rinse right clean, but this way you can transport it from here to your kitchen sink, or you could even put it in your bathtub so that you can really keep it flat and straight. Now this one fits perfectly in here. You could put an inch or two of water in this and rinse it right in this. I've also heard of designers putting it on the shower wall. That can be a great idea, but I wouldn't recommend it if your shower wall is perfectly smooth. If you've got tile or something that will break it up, then I think that might work better for you. I have heard of them sticking to the shower wall. So I'm gonna recommend that with just that caveat, that if you've got tile or something that will not allow it to totally adhere, that might be a great way to clean it as well. I, for one, like the pan of water, or even putting it into the bathtub. You know also that as you use transfers, sometimes you fuzz them and they may have chalk particles on them, and sometimes they start to lose their stick. If you find that to be the case, I'll use this one again as my example. You can go ahead and take a Clorox wipe, and it's kind of the same process that I just showed you with the paper towel. You're gonna just go ahead and wipe it down, and I don't know if you can see, there's a ton of fuzz and lint on this, but as you wipe it with this Clorox wipe, you'll see that a lot of it actually wipes right off. And more often than not, you'll discover that that will resume or reactivate the stick on your transfer. So if you're having struggles with that, this wipe can be a real lifesaver. So there's a couple of tips for you on care and cleaning of your Chalk Couture transfer. Until next time, have a great day.